What's going on, guys? It's your boy CMB. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, smash that like button, and let's get into this one really quickly. Now guys, once again we're talking about the 4-division champion, the current 168 pound super middleweight undisputed champion, Saul Canelo Alvarez. Now, you guys know that Canelo Alvarez is going into a trilogy matchup with his arch nemesis, Triple G Gennady Golovkin. That fight will be taking place September 17th in Las Vegas, Nevada at the T-Mobile Arena. Now, as big as this fight is, guys, I have to be honest, some of the luster has been tarnished on this fight due to the fact that Canelo Alvarez suffered a huge loss back on May 7th when he went up against the WBA light heavyweight champion, Dimitri Bivol. Now, Canelo Alvarez's plan was to go up to light heavyweight and duplicate what he did at 168, running the gauntlet, becoming undisputed in that weight class. Now, Dimitri Bivol, I guess he didn't get the message because he completely dominated Canelo Alvarez in the fight. His skill set was superior to Canelo Alvarez, and I think a lot of it had to do with the fact that the holes that Canelo Alvarez had in his game, particularly the mobility issues and the stamina issues in the fight, they didn't serve Canelo Alvarez well in that fight. I thought that if Dimitri Bivol would have pressed a little bit harder on the gas, that he could have possibly got Canelo Alvarez up out of there. Now, it was suggested by Eddie Hearn that he not go immediately back into a rematch with Bivol because, let's face it, Canelo Alvarez is a competitive guy. He did want to go into a fight with Bivol, but he just wasn't ready. I think if he would have went back in there with the same type of game plan, it would have been worse for him this time. So the good news is, you know, he's going into this fight with Triple G, and he's working on his stamina and mobility issues right now, plugging up the holes in his game. I suggested this in a previous video. I said that maybe he should bring someone into the camp that can help him with those issues, and I suggested Kenny Porter, Showtime Sean Porter's dad. And I said it was for the simple fact that Sean Porter, when he was boxing, has some of the best footwork in the game, and you know, I think Canelo Alvarez could benefit from that. I mean, as good as he is, can you imagine if he adapts quickly to, you know, learning how to be up on his toes a lot better and move around the ring better, how much better he could be. You know, he could be 100 times better than he is now. And this issue, I think he's been ignoring it, and this happens, I think, to a lot of fighters who are having success, and it's certain things that they're lacking in. They just don't focus on that because they're being so successful with what they're good at, and they're winning, that, you know, it's just an afterthought. We saw that with Deontay Wilder. You know, he had the great equalizer, the right hand. He was going into the fight, knocking out his opponents, not really focusing on, you know, just basic fundamentals. He didn't do that. But then, leading up to the trilogy matchup with Tyson Fury, his new trainer, Malik Scott, you know, they worked a lot on basic fundamentals, things that Deontay Wilder was lacking in due to the simple fact that he really didn't focus on those things. Now, in the fight, you know, I thought he looked good when he first, you know, he was applying them. He did revert back to what he was doing before. I think if he would have stayed disciplined, he could have looked a lot better in the fight, better than he did. Now, he didn't do a bad job, but I thought he could have looked better in the fight in that trilogy matchup. So here's the thing: if Canelo Alvarez is able to, you know, learn quickly, if he's a quick learner, if he's a good student, he's going to look, you know, he's going to have a better chance, I would say, at beating Bivol if he does go back into a rematch with him. Now, the good news is that going into this fight with Triple G, he's able to test out the new skill set. I think Triple G would be the perfect opponent due to the simple fact that he's not in his prime. You know, he's not really up on his toes a lot, and You know, he's 40 years old. I think this would be good for Canelo Alvarez, like I said, to test it out and see how well it works for him. But I'm just glad that he's doing this because, like I said, a lot of times fighters neglect their weak points. You know, they work on things that they're good at if they're winning, and then they ignore just a little minute details that sometimes that you take for granted because you're just winning all the time. So you guys tell me what you think about Canelo Alvarez getting, you know, a new skill set, working on stamina and mobility issues. Do you think it's too late for him? Do you think he'll be able to adapt quickly, be a quick learner? Do you think he should test it out on Triple G? You guys let me know in the comment section. It's the CMB. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. And I'm out. Peace.